Thank you very much for showing me the factory rule. Is it really as secret as you said it was?
Our product is vital to the defense of Western Europe. I should not have let you see it, but I can refuse you nothing.
Until tonight, then.
Until tonight.
What?
Breakfast.
Okay, honey.
Don't call me honey. While we're in Paris, call me Cherie.
Okay, Cherie. What's for breakfast? Ah, eggs, as only the Parisians can cook them. And bacon, cooked by the students of that famous chef, what was his name?
Escoffier.
Gesundheit. And coffee. Filled with that chicory, burned a nice, beautiful black. Ah, Paris.
Bonjour. Oh, just a moment, please. It's for you, Annie.
French or English?
Dutch.
Hello. Yes? Oh, yes, I see. Thank you very much for calling. Ben Rupen's secretary. Says the old boy won't be here till tomorrow. He wants to make sure I've got the specifications of the T5 tractor he won't buy.
Well, have you?
Well, certainly. In fact, I've got a glowing personal description. Our tractors will not rip, tear, or sag at the knees. They are water repellent and fire resistant. And they contain that new secret ingredient, pneumidium. Come on, honey, let's get dialed up. It's Paris, it's spring, and we've got 24 hours now with nothing to do but have fun.
What kept you, dear?
Huh?
Never mind. Wasn't that heavenly?
Oh, you said it.
I wasn't talking about the woman. I was talking about the perfume. Didn't you notice it?
Yeah, kind of. Some combination.
All right. I'll admit she was chic, soignée, a la Parisienne. But getting back to the perfume.
You like it?
I think it was simply divine, and I'll let you in on a little secret. It is very, very new.
All right, I'll ask her what it is, and we'll buy you a bottle tomorrow.
Don't be silly. I don't want it for myself.
Well, honey, I'm not the type.
But you're in the import-export business, aren't you?
Ah, yes. I handle the goods, and you handle the cash.
Well, so then if this perfume appeals to me so much, it'll appeal to every other woman. We'll find out what it is, export it, and make ourselves $1 million.
After taxes?
After taxes.
Well, it isn't much, but after all, it's a living. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, now, Biff, wait a minute, you big idiot. You can't just go barging into some strange woman's room and expect her to tell you the name of her perfume.
Want to bet?
500 francs.
500 francs? Okay, it's a bet. Oh, I beg your pardon. My name is Baker, Biff Baker. I'm staying right across the hall here.
How extraordinary.
I'm sorry to intrude, but, well, my wife and I passed a young lady who entered your apartment, and my wife sort of liked the perfume she was wearing. Hello.
My perfume?
Well, yes, my wife said it was something new and terrific, and, well, she bet me that you wouldn't tell me what the name of it was.
Akim, will you tell this man he just lost his bet?
You have lost your bet, Mr. Baker.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to have troubled you. Pardon me.
Pardonnez-moi, monsieur. Your champagne, monsieur.
Merci. Come in.
Well, darling.
Uh-uh.
Uh-huh. I knew she wouldn't tell you. 500 francs, s'il vous plaît.
You know, when I'm old and gray, I shall write my autobiography. And I'm going to call it, I Married a Gold Digger.
And I'll sit in a rocking chair and autograph copies.
And collect my royalties.
What else?
Madame. Monsieur. Is there anything else, monsieur?
Yes. The gentleman in the room across the hall. Who is he?
The American? I'm afraid I don't know, monsieur. Oh, wait, monsieur. It all comes back to me now. He is Mr. Biff Baker. He and his wife always stop here when in Paris.
Tourists?
No, he is in the import-export business, monsieur.
Well, thank you.
Merci. If I could be of any further assistance, monsieur.
That is all.
Merci. Madame.
Akim, what are you up to?
Just a minute, operator. You heard what the bellboy said. The American is in the import-export business. He ships things all over the world.
Sometimes you show signs of genius. But supposing he's not a businessman, supposing...
That's exactly what I'm going to find out now. Operator, give me Joinville, 1798.
Honey, help me with this, will you?
You know, it was kind of funny. When I asked her the name of that perfume, she acted like she was scared, as though I dropped a firecracker or something.
Well, maybe she was annoyed. No woman likes to give away her beauty secrets.
Oh, now, honey. Supposing a good-looking young man came to our door, asked you what kind of perfume you were wearing. What would you say?
Well, when this good-looking young man comes to my door, where are you?
Me? Well, here, of course.
Well, then I'd say, Cherie, come back tomorrow.
Olga and I can keep them here for at least an hour. That give you time enough? Good. Remember, you'll be charming. Very charming.
Can I be anything else, Hakim?
Mr. Baker, I wish to apologize most humbly for my inexcusable behavior.
Forget it. It was all my fault. I had no business intruding.
By no means. Yours was a friendly inquiry and should have been met with friendship, not with disdain.
Skip it. Come on in.
Thank you.
This is my wife, Mrs. Baker. Honey, this is Mr.
Vinov. Akim Vinov.
Mr. Vino.
How do you do, Mr. Vino?
Enchanté, madame. I beg you both to be the guests of my fiancée and me in my apartment for a glass of champagne.
Well, it's rather late, Mr.
Please
Vino.
do not refuse me. I'm so ashamed of my behavior.
Well, okay, honey?
Well, all right. We'd love to, Mr. Vino.
We shall expect you.
Fine.
Thank you.
Cherie. 500 francs, s'il vous plaît.
It's out of this world. But there's no name on it.
It's called Nuit de Chance. Hakim, how do you say this in English?
Night of good fortune. Lucky night.
Lucky night. A name like that ought to help sell it in America.
Who manufactures it, Miss Borelli?
As a matter of fact, we do. Oh.
Yes, we have a small factory in Joinville. So far, our efforts have been only experimental. Perfume you like so much is not yet in the market.
Of course, we are interested in merchandising our product, especially in the United States. Mr. Baker, with your export facilities, perhaps you can help us.
Well, I was just going to suggest that.
Fine. Then why not come to our laboratory tomorrow morning, say at 10 o'clock. We can discuss business there.
10 o'clock would be fine.
Good. Here's our address.
Well, it's getting rather late, dear. I think we'd better be going.
Oh, no, not yet. Aki, more champagne.
No, thank you.
Oh, but honey.
Some other time.
Olga, I think we've detained Mr. and Mrs. Baker quite long now.
Good night.
Good night, Olga.
Good night. Well, I'm certainly glad that's over.
What do you mean? That was good champagne. Pomeroy 43.
I was speaking of the lady and the gentleman. And speaking of the lady, what was that Olga routine?
Well, that's her name, isn't it?
I don't care. I don't like them. They're too smooth.
Oh, honey, they're making a deal. They've got to be smooth. They're all right.
Well, just the same, there's something mighty... Biff, do you notice something peculiar?
No? What?
Every lamp in this room is lighted.
Well, that's what lamps are for.
But I distinctly remember turning them off. Honey, would you close that window? It's chilly in here.
Hey, look at this.
What's the matter?
Well, it looks as though the window had been jimmied.
Well, then somebody did break in here, huh?
I don't know. Kind of looks that way. I wonder. I didn't leave my briefcase open. You know, maybe Vinov had a reason for playing host in his room and keeping us there. He must have sent someone over to search the room.
Why, Biff?
Again, I don't know. He might have wanted to check on us.
I don't get it.
Well, honey, there's a very old and famous con game in Europe. It's called the ersatz perfume racket.
Ersatz Perfume.
Yeah, it loses a cent in a few weeks. And maybe Vinov is looking for a pigeon. But first he had to make sure I'm not a cop.
Biff, get on that phone.
Huh?
Telephone the police. We're not going to get mixed up in anything.
Oh, now, wait a minute, honey. I can't call the cops. Supposing I'm wrong, it'd be very embarrassing.
Supposing you're right, it'd be very dangerous.
Look, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll keep that appointment tomorrow. I'll swipe a bottle of the perfume and we'll get it tested.
Well, all right. But, Biff, if it does turn out that this is Ersatz Perfume, then Olga Borelli wasn't telling the truth, right?
Yeah?
So you still owe me 500 francs.
Huh?
Good morning, Jan. It is always so gratifying to find Dr. Brenner hard at work, is it not, Olga? Where is Georgie?
I have not seen him this morning.
Well, no matter. He'll be here directly. He was busy last night.
My dear doctor, I sometimes wish you'd keep your laboratory a little neater.
I'm a scientist, not a janitor. George is supposed to keep things in order.
That is true, Olga. And in a few minutes, you'll have a chance to exercise your best professional manner.
We are expecting a prospective customer, an American importer, who's going to ship our perfume in large quantities to the United States.
Does he know?
He will be a silent partner. He will merely help us export our product in quantity. We shall arrange for buyers in the United States. Something bothers you, Jan? You're not feeling well?
You know how I feel. You must know what I think of both of you and of myself. I'm sick in here for my share of misery I have helped inflict on mankind.
Such a pretty speech. Such sentiment.
How old is your little boy now?
You know, I have heard nothing from my boy since 2 months now. I'm sorry, I lost my temper.
Dr. Benner, mail to the other side is irregular. You know that. I forgot to tell you. I myself had word the other day that your wife and boy are quite well.
Good morning, Georgie.
Good morning, madame.
Yes, sir?
Anything interesting?
Nothing. Then no letter for me.
Nothing, Dr. Brenner. That should be the Americans. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Baker. Welcome to our little factory.
It's so nice seeing you again. You had no trouble finding us?
No, we rented a car and just followed the signs.
Well, before we get down to business, I would like to show you our little plant, if you would care to.
Well, I wouldn't want to miss that, would we, honey?
Well, right this way, please. I'd like to have you meet our chemist, Dr. Brenner. He is responsible for the essence which so intrigued you, Mrs. Baker.
How do you do, sir?
Nuit de Chance is such a lovely scent, Dr. Brenner. You must be very proud of it.
Yes, I am quite proud of it.
And that is Georgie, Dr. Brenner's assistant.
How do you do?
Let me show you our processes.
You know, perfumes are my weakness. You have so many of them here. So it must be just a job to you, huh?
Oh, it has its rewards, Mrs. Baker.
Yes, I'm sure it has. Miss Borelli, could I possibly ask a special favor?
Of course.
Could I have a sample of Nuit de Chance to take back with me?
But, yes, Dr. Brenner, would you make up a vial of Nuit de Chance for Mrs. Baker?
For export, Miss Borelli?
For sample, Brenner. An ordinary sample.
One just like Miss Borelli has, please.
We are out of flasks.
There's a new carton in the office beside the desk.
The manufacture of synthetic perfumes is a much more complex process, but using the pure essences makes the process quite simple. This way, please. And this is the end result of our efforts.
Well, this has all been very interesting, hasn't it, honey?
Certainly has. I do not think we should subject Mr. and Mrs. Baker to an intensive course of perfume manufacturing, Arkin. They have more important matters to discuss with us.
Very well, Olga. Shall we go to my office?
Up to you.
Merci, monsieur.
Clean up the table. I have some blending to do.
What is the matter with you? What are you staring at?
My wife, my boy, they are dead. Even you knew, huh?
What are you talking about? You heard what Akim said. Your wife and son are well.
He lied. All of you are lying. I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you.
What was that?
Olga.
Arkin, there's been an accident.
Stay with our guests, my dear. Please excuse me.
Dr. Brenner, he's so careless. He just dropped a flask of perfume on the floor. Now he's quite emotional about it.
What happened?
He went crazy. He tried to kill me. I had to knock him out.
Keep him quiet. As soon as the Americans go, we'll get him out of here. Let's get him off the floor.
We can have the first shipment of Nuit de Chance in New York by the end of the month. That will be in time for the holiday rush, won't it, Mr. Baker?
Yes, sure.
You need not wait for Akim. He will talk to Dr. Brenner, quiet him, reassure him.
It's funny. Dr. Brenner didn't strike me as being the emotional type.
Oh, you do not know him as we do. Come, my friends, I'll see you to your car. We can have cocktails in Paris tomorrow evening,
But I didn't get my sample of Nuit de Chance.
oh, I'll bring it to you.
Well, we may as well go then.
Let me alone.
Mr. Baker!
Hey, what's going on in here? What's the matter with Dr. Brenner, Vinov?
Really, Mr. Baker, this is none of your affair.
Olga, I think it is for me to explain.
Mr. Baker, don't leave me.
Poor fellow, he is delirious.
But why? What's the matter with him?
His wife and son are behind the Iron Curtain. Olga and I have been trying to get them out for several months.
They murdered them.
Today he's received word that they are dead. Pneumonia. The shock was too great. He tried to kill himself.
Oh, how terrible.
Yeah.
You had better go. We'll take care of him.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of. Vinov, what's the idea of the gun in his bag?
The gun? I told you he tried to kill himself.
Yeah, you told me.
Mr. Baker, I ask you not to interfere.
Dr. Brenner, what is it? What's the matter?
They are murderers, all of them. They promised me if I would work for them, they would get my wife and my boy from the other side.
Working for them? Doing what?
This is not just a perfume factory. Our business is explosive in perfume.
Mr. Baker, over there by your husband. There is no need to pretend any longer.
Now I'm beginning to get the idea. Bottle sabotage. We ship anywhere.
Yes, Mr. Baker, you get the idea.
A red corporation, no doubt.
That is none of your business. However, since you will never leave here alive, I will satisfy your curiosity. Dr. Brenner perfected an explosive 6 times more powerful than nitroglycerin. And I conceived the idea of blending it with perfume.
How can you say too much?
Georgie, take them downstairs. When it is dark, we will go for a long ride in the country.
What are we going to do now?
The Bakers may have told someone they were coming to see us. They will be missed in a few hours. We are leaving France.
But how can I work our plan?
Don't argue. Get my briefcase from the office.
You can make yourselves comfortable. Dr. Brenner, why don't you explain to the Americans how difficult it was to blend explosives with perfume?
Go behind these boxes as far as you can. Hurry.
Dr. Brenner, will you...
I cannot explain. Go back, hurry.
Where do you think you're going, Brenner?
He said I would kill you. All of you.
Stay where you are. Keep back, you crazy fool, keep back.
I agree with you, Inspector. We were very lucky. Yes, I'll tell him that you called. Oh, and Inspector, thank you very much. All right, bye. Oh, darling, what'd the doctor say?
No broken bones, just a sprain.
Oh, I'm so relieved.
It's less than an hour to plane time, honey. We better get started if we're going to Naples.
I've already sent the bags downstairs. Honey, Inspector Vano just called, and he said that Dr. Brenner died in the hospital last night.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, come on, honey, let's go. I want to do a little forgetting about this whole thing.
All right.
Hey, I almost forgot. The police salvaged a little souvenir from the lab. Here.
Louis de Chance? Oh, Biff Baker, I don't want that.
Well, honey, it's perfectly harmless. Inspector Vano guaranteed it.
No, Biff.
Mademoiselle, permit me. A gift for you.
Merci. Merci bien.